Our beautiful, blessed family. I may not be able to see the comments. I'm a full hour late for this live. And so it's, I love to describe to you how the warfare has been, but you can imagine if I'm an hour late to do a live that I've announced I was going to do, that the warfare is pretty extraordinary. But I felt the need, I've had the urgency to come on and speak to you. Oh, I am blessed, but I am in need of rest in so many ways. I'm in need of moments, tranquil moments to be with the Lord. I'm in need of sleep. Um, and I know the reasons I'm feeling this way are by choice. I'm making decisions based on the people around me. And I'm making decisions to help others who don't see what I or you see in relation to the times we're living in. And in spite of the fact that what's happening around us is so clear that the Lord is not pleased. And the topic that I want to discuss right now is what I'm sure is pressing for those of you who are living in the West. For those of you who are not living in the West, you may have heard. I know people in the West Indies have heard about the agenda of multiple genders, which is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life. Um, but I've had a lot of people open discussion with me related to this. And I've come across quite a few videos, articles, mostly videos about people having regrets about having permanent surgery related to this feeling about I'm not too sure what I feel like today. Um, I've come across comical, quite humorous videos. I've come across videos of parents taking a stand and saying that they don't want their child being influenced by this doctrine. I've had come across videos of parents who are just in shock that they're being penalized for wanting their daughter to go to a washroom that's just for females. There's people out there that are being feeling insulted that because they're female and they're not being respected as being a natural female. This has become a circus, and this is how I know that 2023 has to be the year. I don't know how many of you out there believe that the Lord's actually going to allow this to get worse. How much worse could this really be? When I said the word said that this is the worst generation to ever exist, you can clearly see when in history has this ever happened? When in history have we had people, have we had men fight for position to be female? When in history have we ever had a woman having to defend that she is a woman? That she's not just a breastfeeder, she's a mother. You know, that she actually has a natural womb. And I laugh about it because this tells me that the Lord is ready. The Lord is ready to do what he said in his word he was going to do for this time. But the saddest part for me is that there are people that have made the decision to encourage, okay, there are people who have made the decision to listen to people in positions of authority and allow their child to make permanent decisions that they will regret. There are people in positions of authority who have gone to children directly and have told them that it would be in their best interest to make these changes for their mental health. Now I have to question, what does this term mental health really mean? And when this term came out, I really was questioning, what is it about? What is unhealthy about being sad or mourning the loss of someone? That's a normal thing. That's not unhealthy. That's just natural. We go through periods of happiness, we go through periods of mourning. Why is it a mental illness to experience sadness? If we wallow in it and become depressed, now that's a thing. But to kind of reflect and be sad about a loss and get over it is normal. So I'm trying to question now, what is happening right now? Do we not realize that the Lord is about to come? The 2003 can't, I mean, it can't get worse because last year when I thought it couldn't get worse, here we are. But now that we've, in every way, shape, or form, come against children, which is, the Lord is so, his heart is very connected to children. First, it started off with taking the unaliving children in the womb, and then it became um, uh, no, let's even go back before that. Let's go to convincing people that the family is just too big and that people should stop having children. Yes. Good to see you too. I'm kind of ranting. I haven't been on in a while, and I was led to understand that I don't need to come on and do long videos. I need to come on periodically and just at least show my face because this is what the Lord's called me to do. And in spite of anything else I'm doing right now with my time, this is the most important. To connect with you all, to lead you to platforms such as Celestials, who was I was led to by one of you, beautiful people, um, to share what the Lord's led me to understand as being truth, and to do it in spite of whatever warfare I'm experiencing. Oh, this is a long one. Okay, so I'm gonna engage the comments because, like I said, I'm ranting, and I love when you guys share your thoughts and your experiences of what's going on. So if this one looks interesting, I'm gonna actually go to it right now. It says, hold on, Washington State, where I live, has lost its mind completely. The governor just signed a bill stating that they will hide a child of 13 years if they want reassignment. Wow. They will what? Is it hide a child of 13 years if they want reassignment surgery if parents disagree? Really? Oh. Now forget about law. I mean, if what we're finding right now is that what's happening is that they're just the law, think about it. The government was put in place for the people, right? To be the voice of the people. Now, I can't imagine which of the people who can actually have children are okay with what they're doing. I know the people that I know who have children right now are not okay with it. There's so much I could say. This is absolutely just, it's disturbing. And I would be okay with it because I would be okay with it if it didn't impact children, vulnerable, the most vulnerable of our society, because it's just a sign to me that the Lord is coming. But I know the Lord is coming, and I know that the transition is happening this year. But the reason why I'm not okay with it, like I said, is because I don't know what's going to happen with these children who have been forced or coerced into making these drastic decisions behind their parents' back. Now, there's something to be said about how society has kind of, in a subtle, undermining kind of way, deteriorated the integrity of the family unit. So sometimes it's even difficult for a parent to say, I love you. This is not good for you. Um, so if a child in their mind feels like this is what they want to do, they can just bypass the parent and go to somewhere else and like the school or whatever and get this done. And when things hit the fan, they're like, oh well. I mean, how there's so much I have so much on my mind about this. I don't know how many of you This is touching. I don't know how many of you are on right now are actually of impact. Like if you're from US or United States, you know what I'm talking about. And for those countries who connected to United States and Canada, who are have been kind of approached to have the same approach, who are not for it, you know how heavy of an issue this is. This is not a time for us to say, I don't have any kids, it's nothing to do with me, or my kids are grown, it has nothing to do with me. This is going to impact all of us. This is not something you can run from. This is probably the biggest thing that's happened in all time. You know, this is a very, very troubling thing. Very troubling. Very scary, Bob. Very. You know, I have my youngest child is 17, and she even has her own business. And that should tell you the nature of my daughters, like how ambitious they are, how bright they are. Um, I mean, they're not perfect by any means. No one is, but they strive to. I kind of raised them in an old school kind of way, in spite of how society is right now. So their foundation is pretty old school, pretty much like respect others and work hard, and women are to be feminine and at the same time, as smart as they are, be feminine, to be kind, and men are to be men, to be chivalrous and kind, and they're the head, they're the leaders. Doesn't mean we're to be docile and stupid, but we are to understand that we all have a role to play. Um, and my youngest is 17, and I can't imagine her at 12 making a decision to decide. She say like, Mom, I'm feeling very masculine. I want to make a decision like what these kids have been encouraged to make. It's absurd. It's absurd. Not only that, let's just see how deep this is. Um, in some countries, they've gone through like natural disasters where they've had no means for water and food. Okay, with these changes that people are making to their body, they have to stay on hormone replacement for the rest of their life to maintain this. Okay, if there is a disaster, no one's going to be walking around saying, anyone need hormone pills? Anyone need any Prozac, Ritalin? No one's walking around. People are looking for their basic necessities to be provided for, their water, food, shelter at that time. There's not going to be anyone handing out hormone pills or handing out Prozac or Ritalin or anything else that we as a society have made it seem as though we need to survive. What we need is Jesus. Jesus is where peace lies. Jesus is where our protection comes from, our provision. Bless you, my sister. What's happening right now in our society is absolutely, it breaks my heart, because we have children who are the most vulnerable group in our society believing what grown-ups who are supposed to be responsible, looking out for their best interests, are telling them. And then later on, they're going to find out that they were lied to or they were duped. There's, and the only thing in my position right now, all I can think of to do is to pray. Let's see. Have you seen the transitioned 18-year-old female? Let's see. Ooh, let's see. Who has sexual dysfunction while female because of the surgery? She has nobody warned her. Oh my goodness. I didn't hear about that. But so there's an 18-year-old that was just mentioned in the chat who has now a dysfunction because of the surgery. But you know what? What I want to tell you is I've come across so many stories, and I was gonna make a video, but there were so many I just couldn't even. First of all, I couldn't keep up with all the stories, and I couldn't find one that was more important or more significant than the other. There's so many that I decided to just come on and talk about it. And I actually too, I'm in the process of editing a video about what's happening right now that warrants the Lord to say that this is it and it's time to come. And I don't know how many of you are watching YouTube and have recommended videos, kind of having people having dreams and visions and warnings from the Lord about the times we're living in. There's no way that we shouldn't be ready. We need to be ready. Have you seen it? Yeah. See. stories, and I pray they continue to expose the truth. Amen. There's also, I don't know if those of you who have been following Celestial, and as I mentioned, and I had anticipated, the the platform has kind of made it so she can't talk about certain things. So she's found other platforms, but also she's been also talking about what's about to happen with the church. The church is about to be exposed for anything that's going on behind the scenes. Be prepared for this because the great falling away, as much as people are preaching this is what's already happened, the great falling away has not happened yet. The great falling away is about to go down because the Lord is about to expose some corruption in the church, in like what the um, the big churches, the mega churches. Okay, and then after that, he's coming after the fold, the sheep, the ones who profess to be for him, and whatever's happening behind the scenes. And based on how things have been going with this gender thing, I'm really not looking forward to finding out how the Lord's going to deal with people who have had issues in their lives, that are attending church, that are overseeing in the church. I just can't imagine this going well because the Lord's been sending warnings and warnings and warnings about this time. And I live amongst a lot of people who are Christian who don't even believe. They know it's the end times. It's not possible to be living now and not believe that this is the end of the age. But that being said, what does that mean? What are you supposed to be doing if it now is the end of the age? And I find people who are Christian are still fighting for, like, I need to possess the land, so I need to have a big house, big car. They're not seeing the bigger picture. This life is not about the big house, the big car, the big job, the trips here and there. That's not what this life's about. This life's about souls. This is a test about where you go after this fleshly body no longer ticks. Where are we going? Okay, and it's discouraging to know all that I know about what the times we're living in and to be surrounded by people who don't have a clue. It's, I don't want to say depressing because I'm not depressed, but it's disheartening for sure. It really is. I spend my time um, hoping and praying that people who can be saved will be saved. And that doesn't mean necessarily people who profess to be Christian. I'm talking about people whose hearts are in the right place. People who, let's just say from another religion, there's some people who are in other religions who believe that their way is the right way and their hearts are kind, they do right by people, but they've just been born over the course of many generations practicing the same religion. Now, the Lord loves those people too. There's none of us that are alive and ticking that He does not love. But they need to know the truth. And so, my prayer is that all who can be saved, all those who have a heart for the Lord, who have a heart the Lord can use, will be saved. And that's my prayer. At this point, all we can really do right now is pray. Because things are so far gone. And woe to those who call evil good and call good evil. Shalom, Evelyn. Shalom. So I'm not going to keep you. My intention is to figure out how to make this work, and how to figure out how the enemies got me like not posting as often as I could, because now we have shorts. I could do little shorts here and there. Um, and every time something comes up that I want to share with you guys, I always have this need to do an edited, polished video. And because of that, it never get, I have a few of them on pause that never get posted. So I think what the Lord is doing with me is He's working out perfectionism in me. I have an issue with making things perfect, or not at all, and that's a sign of pride, and pride is a sin. So I know that's what God's dealing with me in relation to that. So pray for me in relation to that, but also bear with me as I redefine my channel and how I'm going to post more often and maybe not as long. Okay. Be encouraged in relations to what's happening right now. It's just a sign that the Lord is ready to do what He has to do. It's not going to be a fun time. especially for those who have been um, oblivious. For those of us who have been going through our wilderness time, and the Lord's been stripping us of people, of money, of position, and preparing us for what is to come, there are people who say they're Christian who are well in the world, who are seeking treasures of the world, and have no idea how this is going to pan out. They have not even thinking about it. The Bible talks about men's hearts failing them for what they're about to embark on. And I can see this happening. So there's so many people who are oblivious to this, to what's going on. Anyway, I appreciate your patience with me, and I'm so exhausted. But I promised I was going to come on, and in spite of the enemy, the whether I say I'm coming on or I just randomly come on, there's always like a warfare getting things posted. So I know I need to continue to do this because the enemy wouldn't be fighting this if I was meant to be posting. Um, so what I want to do is just encourage you guys to continue to not only pray for each other, pray for me, but also pray for children. The attack seems to be on the family and children, and right now also on women. Um, Women are women. We have wombs. We should be called women. We should be called wives, sisters, daughters. Why a man would want to be us, I don't know. I don't know. It's just, why would you not want to be? It's almost like an insult to God to not want to be what the Lord's created you to be. Like He knows you. He created you, and or us, and He created us with the mindset that that co-aligns with our gender, who we are. Only our Heavenly Father knows what's best. So who are we to decide we don't feel like being what we are and make decisions that will alter our life forever? If it goes against the Word, if it goes against our Creator and His plan for us, it never works out well. Never. Anyway, be encouraged, and stay strong. Pray for strength. Pray for wisdom and understanding. Pray for the patience to deal with those around you who don't get it. Um, they don't know any better. The Lord said He put scale over the eyes of those who were lukewarm. So here we are, right? Anyway, I apologize for looking the way I look. I do need my sleep. So I'm going to go do that now. I love you all so very much. And thank you for all those who continue to support the channel. Those of you who continue to send me links and videos and articles related to what's going on. It's been overwhelming though, I'll be honest. It's been overwhelming. I get a lot of videos and articles about the same thing. And believe me when I tell you, I never get two of the same. So you must know how much is coming in. There's a lot of information coming in about this agenda happening right now with gender, and there's a lot of things happening right now, coming in right now related to the corruption, related to um, what is to come, like the financial collapse. I'm not going to even I just touched on it and I'm leaving it there. That's another video. There's so much and the banks and stuff. That's another video. I won't talk about it now, but it's a thing. It's something you need to be probably googling and researching, and make a decision about where you're going to keep your money. If not all, some, at least some. Okay, because when things hit the fan, you won't be able to access your things digitally. You'll need to have tangible stuff. That's just a precursor to what I will do, a video I should be doing coming up, because you need to know this. All right. I love you all so very much. I missed you. I appreciate all of those you who's kind of dropped hints and saying hi and how am I doing on my Instagram and email. Um, I've been hanging in there just like you guys. It's been a challenge, but I've been hanging in there. All right. Until next time, be blessed. I love you all so very much. Thank you again, and I love you. Until next time, look out for my show. I'm going to try my best to do some shorts throughout the days, see how that goes. I guess we'll talk about that next time I come on, see how the shorts go. But I did one short today, so it's not hard. And at least I showed my face. I think that's a good way to go, so that I'm on more often, right? All right, guys, I love you so very much. Be blessed. Until next time. And I'm going to put a link to Celestial's channel so you can see she's still posting, and her tone is very different. It's very serious. The subject matter is much more serious now. Not that it was never serious before, but like in relations to where we're at in time and what's about to happen. Okay, guys, love you so very much. Have a blessed night if it's night for you. Until next time.